Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is an introduction for my 10 by fall project pan. I have 10 products that I either want to hit a specific goal on or finish completely before the first day of autumn, which is September 23rd here in the US. I have a pretty decent mix of products and I'm excited to share them with you, so let's get started. The first product I want to talk about is from Cover FX and it's the Custom Blot Drops. I would consider this to be kind of like a primer. It's something that you can put on underneath or over makeup. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. I know Tati did a video of this a long time ago. That video kind of piqued my interest because it's supposed to be super non-greasy, really lightweight, kind of just like liquid drops that dry on your skin and then they keep you from getting oily throughout the day. And I recently found this on the Cover FX website for a pretty good discount, so I purchased it, and it's in a really nice glass bottle, which is a really nice touch. And whenever you open it, this little part, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, whenever you twist it, the top part comes up and then you twist it open and it's kind of like a dropper. And then when you screw it back on, that top part will eventually go back down again. I thought that was a really cool aspect of the packaging. This is something that I'll use very intermittently. I won't use it regularly enough to have a real opinion or to know for sure if it even works at keeping my oils at bay. This is really great for summertime. This is the perfect time of the year to really give this a try and get a really good idea of whether or not it's something I like enough to repurchase. And I'm also curious to see how many uses it takes to finish, so I'd like to feature this in an upcoming how long does it take to use it makeup video. I'm right here, I'm right underneath the X in Cover FX. From the maybe 10 or so times that I've used it, I'm already starting to see some progress, so that makes me very, very confident that I can have this finished within the next 3 months as long as I remember to use it regularly. I have a color corrector here. This is from Bare Minerals. It's the Correcting Concealer Broad Spectrum SPF 20. I always forget this has SPF in it, which is really great. It's a really good touch. I'm in the shade Light 1. I think there's 4 or 5 shade options. This is $22 full price, and I've actually already hit pan on it, and that really didn't take me that long to do so. I want to use it up number 1 so that it doesn't expire before I get a chance to finish it, but also I already have the NYX Dark Circle Concealer in backup, and I much prefer that product over this. So once I finish that, I can go back to using the color corrector that I prefer. This is different from the NYX product in that I don't think it's very high coverage. I don't think it's as high coverage as the NYX one, but it's a lot greasier. Not greasy. It's not greasy, but it's very moisturizing. And so if you are the type of person who has really dry under eyes, I think this is good for you, but it just doesn't give me the level of coverage that I want, especially from a color corrector. I expect my color correctors to have good pigmentation, and this one just doesn't have the same type of coverage as the NYX one. So I'd like to move it out of my collection so I can focus on the other one. And because this is not as high coverage as I want it to be, I'll be pairing it with a more high coverage concealer. This is from Jouer. It's the Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I'm in the shade Creme Cafe, and this is more high coverage, so I think it'll go really nicely with the Bare Minerals color corrector. But also this one, it matches me fine. Like, it's no problem. It's not so dark that it looks horrible, but it is slightly darker than I want my under eye concealers to normally be. So this is the perfect time of year to wear them. Either I'm wearing fake tan, or I'm wearing more bronzer, or I'm just trying to give the illusion that I have more sun than I do. Not that I'm out in the sun. I really don't change in skin tone throughout the year. I just am not in the sun often enough to do that. But I do think I could get away with wearing something like this and it won't look too dark for me, versus in the dead of winter, I think that this would be a little bit more noticeable. I've also had it in my collection for a while. Now that I finished the LA Girl concealer, I can focus on other concealers in my collection, and the Jouer one is one of my oldest, so I'd like to work on this first. This one is relatively new. I've only used it a handful of times, so I don't think I'm going to be able to show progress right away, but I will be weighing this and all my other products to show how many grams I've used up over the course of the month. With the next 2 products, I'm probably biting off more than I can chew, but I'm still very optimistic that I'll be able to hit my goal on both of them. The first one is a highlighter. This is from Wet n Wild. It's the Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Blossom Glow. I've already hit pan on this, and I feel like I've used quite a bit of the amount in the middle. It's a really pretty pinky highlighter. I've mentioned this in my favorites videos before. It's one of my favorite pinky highlighters that I own. Unfortunately, I will not be buying from Wet n Wild in the future, and as for the Wet n Wild products that I have, a lot of them I would like to start working on moving them out of my collection by using them up. So this is one of my first ones I'll be focusing on. I have no doubt if I use this regularly, I'll be able to have this done by the end of the project. The part where I'm biting off more than I can chew is that I'm actually putting another highlighter in my project, and this is from the Filmstar Bronze and Glow Duo from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm in the shade light to medium. I would actually like to hit pan on this highlighter as well. It's one of my less used highlighters. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's a beautiful color. It's not so gold that it looks unnatural on my skin. I think this is the best time of the year to wear it, and I really just want to hit pan on it. I don't know how close I am to that, honestly. I've worn it down enough that you can't see the words on it anymore, and the little rays of light, the little lines there, are also being worn down as well. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make it work where I have both of these, but I figure I'll wear the pinky one whenever my makeup calls for a pinky highlighter, and I'll wear the gold one wherever it calls for gold, and hopefully I can hit my goal on both of those highlighters by the end of the project. I typically go overboard on highlighters during the summer months, so this is the perfect time for me to get use out of them, and I still feel very confident. I use a lot of highlighter. I think I'll be alright. Another product I have here is from Stila. It's one of the Glitter and Glows, and this is in the shade Sea Siren. It is a gorgeous multi-chrome type of color. It's got a purple, blue, pink, hot pink type of shift to it. It's really, really pretty. I'm not sure if it's actually focusing on my hand, but that's what it looks like. I have two of these Stila Glitter and Glows, and I'm terrified that they're going to dry up before I get a chance to finish them. I'm so scared of that. People keep saying that it's very common, especially once you take the stop route, it pretty much dries out immediately. I really, really want to make sure that I get as much use out of these as I can before they dry up, and so I'm going to focus on this one in my project pan this season, and then in my next seasonal project pan I'll focus on the other one that I have. But this is such a pretty summery color. If I remember to grab for it more regularly than I do now, I do think I could at least get close, but it's really just a race against the clock at this point. Next product is an eyeliner. This is from Milani. It's the Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade 03 Hooked on Espresso, and this is a really nice eyeliner. It's not one of my favorites. I recently picked up the Marc Jacobs highlighter in the shade Blacker, and that's one of my favorite eyeliners I've ever tried, and as a result I've been using that one a lot. I'm wearing it today, and I've been neglecting the Milani one, so I want to make more of an effort to wear the Milani one, especially on a day-to-day basis to work. I don't need my eyeliner to last like 12 hours, so I'll use this one on a more regular basis. I'd like to have this finished by the end of the project, and I use eyeliner pretty regularly. I could use it every day if I think to do it, so I can definitely see it being done by the end of the project, and that way I can focus on my favorite eyeliner, the Marc Jacobs one, without feeling like this one is being neglected. Another product I have here is a NYX lip liner. This is in the shade Bedrose. It's a really, really pretty pink. I think I wore this lip liner paired with an Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in my 10 by Summer project pan finale that went up a little while ago. This is such a beautiful bright pink for the spring and summertime. If I'm going to be using this regularly at any time of the year, it's going to be now. It's one of my least used lip liners, not because I don't like it. It's one of my favorite formulas. I just kind of forget I have it, and it's not one that I immediately think to reach for. So if I put it in my project pan, hopefully I can remember to use it. It's something that I can use to line my lips in order to wear with other lip products, but I can also just use it all over my lips as a color on its own. So I'm hoping I can do that more. Just remember to grab for it more. If I could have it finished by the end of the project, that'd be fantastic, but I don't really have the best track record with lip liners. I'm not very good at finishing those in project pans, so we'll see. I'll let you know at the end of next month. I'll let you know in my first update what I think I'll be able to do with this over the course of the project pan. My second to last product is actually not a makeup product. Technically, it is a perfume. This is an unmarked perfume. I don't even know what brand it's from. I have no idea anything about this perfume. My sister-in-law bought it for me about a year ago, I think from like a flea market or something, I'm not sure. And it does smell really nice. It doesn't smell like it's expired or anything, but I honestly just have no idea where this perfume is from. If anyone recognizes this bottle, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can figure out what this is together. I'm going to assume that it's not a cruelty-free brand though, because the majority of the perfumes that I owned previously weren't cruelty-free. It's actually kind of difficult to find a really good quality cruelty-free perfume. So I'd like to have this moved out so that I can bring some more perfumes in and kind of play around with different scents that are cruelty-free. So I just want to make sure that this is gone before it's expired because I don't exactly know where it's from or how old this is. If you can see, I'm right above the halfway mark. I'm not sure if it's as easy to see on screen, so I will have a photo, but I still have the wider parts of the bottle to go through. So I think it's going to take me a lot longer to go to the bottom than it was for me at the top of the bottle. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that right? Either way, it's a beautiful everyday perfume. It's something I could definitely see myself wearing on a regular basis, and I definitely think that this can be gone by the end of the project. My next one, you guys might think is really easy, but I actually have no idea if I'll even be able to finish this by the end of the project. It's the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream. I purchased this at the end of the year, I think in 2017, and it's still not finished. And I'm just not the type of person who remembers to finish body creams or to use body moisturizing products. This smells lovely. Every time I use it, I enjoy it. I just can never for the life of me remember to use it regularly. So I figure, because I can't finish it on my own, maybe I can put it in a project pan and that'll be enough pressure and enough motivation for me to actually have this done. As you can see, I don't have a ton left in there, probably a third of the product left. And you're probably thinking like, Tosh, that's such a gimme product. But I don't use a lot every time I use it, and this is assuming I'll remember to use it regularly. So let's hope. It's a very summery, very fresh and sweet type of smell. So this is the perfect time of the year to use it. And I'm really hoping I can use this up before it expires because it was expensive. And hopefully putting this in a project pan will be enough motivation for me to actually use it regularly. So those are all the products I will be focusing on for the next couple of months. Let me know if you have any recommendations on different ways to multitask and use these in different ways to use them up more quickly. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!